Before ang katanungan, baka makalimutan ko ito. Ito yung panawagan kay Mr. Marcos ngayon. Kung totoong pagsunod sa batas, nakikinig ang mga pulis sa buong bansa. There are around 228,000 na mga pulis sa buong Pilipinas.
Sorry po, Sir Amik. Sorry po. Thank you po.
Sila ang binibigyan, allocated ito by Congress, ng 650 rice allowance every month. Ang pumapasok sa account nila is only 600 pesos. 50 pesos times 228,000 police is 11.4 million a month na nawawala sa mga kawawang pulis para ibili ng bigas. Mr. Marcos, ito ang dapat mong pagtuunan ng pansin.
When did it happen? Did
Until
it
now.
happen under President Duterte's time or
Marcos.
when? Marcos, it started.
Ongoing. Right now, habang nagpe-press conference tayo, pumasok po.
Pinatulan, 50 pesos.
50 pesos times 228,000 police is 11.4 million a month. Rice subsidy allowance appropriated by Congress. General Marbil, before po ninyo ipinag-utos ang paglusob na illegal sa mga religious and worship compound ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ at paggamit sa mga kawawang pulis sa maruming laro ng politika, ipaliwanag po ninyo ni Secretary Abalos at Mr. Marcos, ito po ang imbestigahan mo. Bigas na ultimong kulang pa na allowance na inallocate ng Kongreso ay hindi mo mapatino-tino at maayos-ayos. 11.4 million ang ninanakaw sa mga pulis. Ito ay galing mismo sa pulis, Mr. Marcos. Tapos itataya nyo ang karir at professional na kalagayan ng mga pulis at babalahurahin nyo ang organisasyon ng pulis para sa maruming laro nyo sa politika. Ito po ang tanong sa inyo ngayon ng taong bayan. Ginagawa ba ito ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ sa inyo na perwisyuhin ang kabanang bayan ni Pastor Kibuloy? At bakit walang atensyon o ano pa mang komentaryo mula sa iyo? Kagaya rin ng paghahanap sa napunta ang 500 billion na investment scam na tinatawag mong Marlica Fund. Mr. Marcos, ang dami mong sagutin sa taong bayan before mo sabihin na sundin mo na niya ang batas kay Pastor Kibuloy. Ikaw ang may malalim at malubhang pananagutan sa paglabag sa batas at kawawang kapulisan na ginagamit sila sa iyong maruming laro ng politika. 11.4 million pesos. So sambulat ngayon sa buong daigdig. Mga kababayan, wag nating itong tantanan. Kagaya ng paghahanap natin ng 500 million na investment scam nila na pundo ng kabanang bayan, billion. Yes. Samantalang si Pastor at Kingdom of Jesus Christ ang nilulunsaran mo ng giyera, maglunsad ka ng giyera sa korupsyon at gutom, kawalan ng trabaho at kahirapan ng buhay ng mamamayang Pilipino bago ka magtapang-tapangan sa hindi mo dapat kalaban na tumutulong sa pagbubuo ng lipunan at pagtatanggol sa mamamayan at pagtutuwid ng ating bayan, kagaya ng ginagawa nila Pastor Kibuloy at ng Kingdom of Jesus.
Thank you very much, kay Eric. Yes, Dr. Rain.
As a doctor, no, I'm really worried about the mental condition of this president. Kasi just recently, no, well, actually even as soon as he started, one after the other, the kind of decision-making skills that he has, no, is it really is compatible with what we've heard, no, and he hasn't responded to the point where tayo ay masasatisfied tayo about his substance abuse disorder. Naririnig natin yan, and yet he hasn't responded to that. Just recently, was it the regional director, Eric of Region 11? In 12 hours, 4 yung palit. Of Davao City, no? Davao City. No, so, in 12 hours, something like 4 ang pinalitan. No, so, and what worries me kasi is like that, oh. Yung isa 3 hours, no? It's just ridiculous. It's like a noontime show, no? And it really gives you a glimpse of the caliber of thinking that's going on with someone who is our president, no? And this is what a chronic substance abuse disorder does. It impairs your judgment, your decision making, your perspective of things. It makes you paranoid. It makes you depressed. So these are things that enter my mind as a doctor, because what's going on to in our country right now is really abysmal. It's like a nightmare. It's like what's going on with this president? No, nakita natin what we're seeing now with Pastor Kibuloy and the kingdom. Horrible as it is, it's just being replicated all over the country and in all branches of our government. Nung panahon ni President Marcos Sr., he corrupted the AFP. And I'm not saying this because I was anti-Marcos or I went to UP. No. Totoo yun. Tinuturo yan sa mga eskwela sa AFP at sa PNP. He corrupted our men and women in uniform so that yung tiwala sa men and women in uniform napakababa dahil kay Ferdinand Marcos Sr. And dahil sa soul-searching na ginawa ng mga institusyon na ito, bumalik ang tiwala ng tao sa kanila so that yung AFP, for how many years sila yung number one, the most trusted. And under President Duterte, ang PNP enjoyed the most trust ratings, no? Highest trust ratings nila that they ever experienced. And now that this is happening, that the men and women in uniform, whom we trust still, no? But it's hanging by a thread because their commander-in-chief is abusive and arrogant and incompetent and doesn't have any respect for them, doesn't have any appreciation of the job that they do, and uses them as his private army. Those institutions are already being eroded after that long and arduous work of soul searching that they did, no? Of professionalizing their profession, no? Okay, so that's my concern.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rain. Kasama din natin mga reporters sa SMNet. Magtatanong sa ating panel. Unahin po natin si Jean Domingo.
Yes, good evening po sa panel. In connection to our discussion, Marcos Jr. mentioned that we are always questioning the government's motive. He claimed that they are merely following the law and that we should do the same. Now, for the record po, did they follow the law during the serving of the warrant of arrest last June 10 at the KOJC religious compounds? And additionally, did they follow the law when accepting donations from private sources?
Well, in the service of warrant, I have been repeating it that they did not. It was a stark violation of Rule 113, Section 11, because they broke entry. No? The rules state that before you can break entry, you must secure the consent of the house owner. Because in U.S. versus Arceo, the house, however humble it may be, or any structure for that matter, is his castle. So, kailangan kunin mo muna yung consent. At saka may probable cause ka na nandun talaga. Oo. Tapos, paalam ka, kung ayaw, unreasonable yung pag-refuse, doon ka papapasok. Oo. Pero dapat, may probable cause ka na nandun. Oo. Hindi ito na-follow eh. Ang problema lang kasi sa PNP dito, pasensya na po, ang dami naming CCTV. So, ang sabi daw nila, kaya kami pumasok, binombahan kami ng tubig. Hindi naman, tingnan mo, oo. Klaro-klaro, 3:55 a.m., dumiretso na lang kaagad, umakyat, ano yan? That's breach, no? Breach of property rights. So, under Article 420 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, state of necessity, then the house owner or the structure owner has the right to defend themselves because that is a grave violation of their property rights. So, kung i-stop sila, tama yung mga taong nag-stop sa kanila kasi violation yan. Hindi mo po pwede pasukin lang yan. Yung institution na yan, marami ding nakatira yan. It is also a domicile of many persons who are living within the compound. So, violation of domicile din yan under Article 128. So, kumbaga, illegal talaga yung nangyari. May mga aresto pa sila. Nung pumasok sila doon, inaresto yung mga minors, no? Tapos may mga binugbog pa. Tingnan mo, yung bombero nagamit na lang when they were actually violating the rights of our client. So, in effect, it was a violation of Rule 113, Section 11. So, pasensyahan na kung ma-filean kayo po ng kaso. Pero ipaalam namin wala kaming pinailan na kaso ng mga ordinaryong mga pulis po. Wala kaming pinailan. Ang mga general po ang aming finailan at mga colonels na nandun na nagbigay ng order po. At saka po, si Secretary Abalos kasi siya naman po ang DILG Secretary. Walang personalan po ito kasi nangyari yun na involving 4 different regional commanders. That can only be done if there is the imprimatur of the Secretary of Interior and Local Government and the Chief of the PNP. That's why we included them as respondents po. So, concerning naman doon sa na-file na namin yun. May pahabol pa nga na mga ibang kaso pa, no? Pero as to violation of unlawful arrest under Article 269, Article 128, at saka ibang Article 132, interruption of religious worship, na-file na namin yun. At saka sa mga general, makakatanggap na po kayo ng mga subpoenas po, no? And then yung sa isa namang violation na sabi ko na kanina, yung mag-put up ng reward from private unknown sources, no? That's a stark violation of Section 7D of Republic Act 6713 in relation with Section 3C of RA 3019 po. So, marami pong na-violate dito, and it's just so sad that the executive department, which is tasked by our Constitution to implement the law, is the one now violating the very laws that they are supposed to implement.
Would you like to add, Attorney Capasio?
Actually,
Yes,
the laws here that you just mentioned is just a tip of the iceberg of the laws that Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has already violated. No, napakarami. So this president doesn't have the moral ascendancy to be asking us to follow laws because he himself is the #1 violator of our laws. No, and in fact, not just ordinary laws, but our Bill of Rights, our constitutional rights, the most sacred of our rights. They've already violated it, and we here at the Kingdom, no, Eric and I were illegally detained for asking a simple question that we are entitled to ask as citizens of the Philippines. Pero wala tayong narinig sa kanya, di ba? When we ask, Speaker, totoo bang 1.8 billion ang travel allowance mo? And for that, we were illegally detained by Congress. No, the Speaker by Romualdez-led House of Representatives. So, in other words, he really I cannot even fathom how to answer this question, yung tanong mo, kasi even just with the morality, no, the morality of having parties, ostentatious parties there in Malacanang with fireworks worth millions while the hungry Filipinos are watching, no, kasi yung neighborhood niyan ay squatters area yan no, but the morality of it's a very immoral presidency, no, very indifferent. So for him to say something like this, it really galls, no? It's very galling to hear something like this. No?
Thank you, Dr. Lorraine. Yes, Attorney Tarion.
May violation pa po. Di ba nadakip daw kanina si Ma'am Pauline Canada? No. Nadakip kanina mga alauna. Na-inform ako, may nag-text sa akin na member ng KOGC, leader po, mga alas 2:45. So ang ginawa ko, pumunta kaagad ako doon sa Camp Katitipan, no? And tumawag muna ako pala kay General Torre, hindi ako nasagot. Nag-text ako, hindi ako na-answer. So pumunta ako doon, nag-fill up ako ng form because I wanted to confirm kung nandun ba talaga sa kanila. Hindi ako na-meet ni General Torre kasi wala daw siya. Yung kanyang secretary na pulis ang nag-meet sa akin. At sabi, wala kami nadakip. Sigurado kayo? Wala kami nadakip, sir. Fake news yan. Ko, ganun ba? Di nagsabi, nag-text din ako sa ating mga miyembro po. Fake news daw yan. Hindi totoo. Attorney, merong video po. Hindi siguro alam nila na may naka-video.
Ito yung pinapanood na ngayon.
Oo. So, tinawagan ko na naman si General Torre. Hindi rin ako sinagot. Natatakot na ako. Sabi ko, baka anong ginawa kay Ma'am Pauline? Maganda pa naman si Ma'am Pauline. At saka baka i-torture. We have the right to assume that. because he is now under police custody and under Republic Act 7438, Section 2, any person arrested or detained shall at all times be assisted by counsel. And we have the right to insist that because that is a provision of the law, Section 2 of RA 7438. So nag-request tayo, hindi tayo pinakinggan. Nagpadala na tayo ng formal demand letter. Hanggang ngayon wala pa ring reply, no? Gusto lang namin pong ipaalam, baka nakalimutan nyo lang po, no? Under Republic Act 7438, Section 4, any violation of Section 2 of the said law, no? Ang penalty po niyan hindi po 8 years imprisonment to 10 years po. Oh.
Yung pagtatago ng
Yung hindi mo siya bigyan ng access.
Yung
8
abogado,
years.
oo.
8 years imprisonment up to 10 years. May fine 6,000 pesos or a penalty. Tapos General Torre, I hope you would not take this personally. May absolute perpetual disqualification pa naman yan na hindi ka na makabalik sa gobyerno. So sana po, alam ko, nasa Manila ka, pero nung tinext ko yung isang kaibigang general, sinabihan ako, Padre, bakit i-deny reported dito sa Camp Crame na nadakip na nga si Pauline Canada? Nandito yung
sabihin
text sa
na-report
akin.
na sa
Na-report na sa Crame, pero dito sa
Sasabihin
Camp
nila,
Katitipan, sinabihan ako, hindi totoo yan, attorney. Fake news yan. Saan na kaya ngayon si Ma'am Pauline?
Okay, you don't mind, alam mo, si Bongbong Marcos is really his father's son. No, para yung mga desaparecidos, parang ganun yung nangyayari.
Siguro
Bumabalik, no?
magandang i-playback natin yung kasi
Yung
nakita
video,
ko yung
baka hindi nila alam yan. Na merong
yung
video.
humuli naka-uniforme ng pulis. Yung pinagsakyan ng mga pulis, mobile car number 488. May logo. Pakipresya RM, yun? Regional Mobile Field Force Battalion yan Field Force. Police Regional Office 11. So hindi pwedeng itanggi na hindi Region 11 ang humuli. At saka magandang sabihin na rin siguro sa mga nanonood, hindi po nagtatago yung hinuli, nasa bahay siya hinuli. At saka may witness. So hindi pwedeng sabihin nila na nagtatago, ilabas nyo. Nasa mga bahay lang hindi lang marunong yung mga nanghuhuli nung nakaraan. Kung saan-saan sila pabalik-balik, 5 beses lang bumalik dito, ala naman dito yung inahanap nila. Opo.
Without offense meant, kasi tumindig ako kagaya ni Attorney Topacio, mga kababayan. Tumulong po kami sa SMNI, sa Kingdom of Jesus Christ, in my own volition. Ako po'y na-recruit sa naratibo ng martial law, ng CPP, NPA, and DEP against sa tatay ni Bongbong Marcos Jr. But during the elections in 2022, tinindigan ko po, nasabi ko, hindi lahat ng mga naganap sa martial law ay mali. Maraming mga tama doon at kailangan. Pero ito, hindi ko na ito palalagpasin. Ang paggamit ng abduction or enforced disappearance, pasintabi po sa mga ma-offend nito, ay totoong nagaganap pati ang torture. It may not be ordered directly by Marcos Sr. himself, sa panahon ng martial law, but there is a principle, may dalawang abogado dito, na tinatawag na respondeat superior. Command, responsibility. At bilang head of state and head of government, pananagutan pa rin niya ang abuses kagaya ng enforced disappearances. Ngayon, Mr. Marcos Jr., nauulit po ang mga pattern na ito ng paggamit ng abusadong instrumento ng Estado, coercive apparatus of the state like police, para ipatupad ang enforced disappearances. May mga batas kayong nilalabag at ito po ay isang mataas na akto ng hindi makataong pagtrato sa mga suspetsado na mga individual na mamamayan mismo ng Estado, and that is a high crime on the part of the President. Now, Mr. Marcos Jr., Binhor Abalos, and General Marbil, kailan nyo haharapin ang ganitong mga matataas na antas at malulubhang paglalabag sa mga karapatan ng individual sa mamamayan? Suspitsado lang pong taong ito. And for them to be treated this way, hindi po nalalayo na ganito ang gagawin nyo, na paglusob at pananakit posible, at huwag sanang mangyari po. Naninikip ang dibdib namin, nila Ma'am Lorraine, nila Attorney Topacio, nang bumaba kami kanina. At iniiwasan kong tingnan ang picket line and vigil line sa labas ng compound ng Davao Cathedral for more than 1 month sa tunga. Sa gitna ng init at ulan, ang mga taong ito ay nagsasakripisyo because believing na sila'y lulusubin muli. At hindi malayong maiwasan ang pangyayaring dadanak ang dugo dahil sa ganitong uri ng gagawain ni Mr. Marcos. Wala kang ibang pwedeng singilin dito bago dumanak ang dugo. Huwag sanang mangyari yan. In the national broadcast right now, hindi ko maubos maisip na ang ganitong gobyernong tinulungan namin na bumalik kami at magtiwala na mapayapat, mabubuo ang isang gobyernong matino na binuo sa panahon ni Rodrigo Duterte ay siyang gobyernong magtutulak muli sa amin na mawalan ng pagtitiwala at pagrespeto muli sa isang gobyernong demokratiko daw. Nakakalungkot po ito mga kaganapang ito sapagkat 50 years ago, itinakwil na po yan ng buong daigdig at ng mamamayan na huwag nang maulit ang mga enforced disappearances na ito. Considered ba na enforced disappearance at abduction ang nangyaring ito na ngayon ay nabubuking ang ginawa nila kay Miss Pauline Canada? Yes. At ito po'y nagaganap lamang sa pangil ng martial law. Mr. Marcos, hindi po lahat ng panahon ay swerte ang pang-aabuso mo nakakalusot. Ang kapulisan po ninyo ngayon ay nasasalang sa isang panahon na sinusukat po kung sila ba ay mapagkakatiwalaan pa bilang protektor ng mamamayan at ng batas at katarungan. Napakadelikado po ng sitwasyong ito. Huwag po ninyong ipilit na padanakin ang dugo sa Davao City. Huwag po, Mr. Marcos.